Hi guys, in the right way to protest, hundreds of people gathered outside a Reform UK office in London to condemn Nigel Farage and his party/company over what they see as rhetoric designed to incite riots. GB News, which of course is Reform UK friendly, attended, and you could almost feel sorry for the reporter. He was likely given a script by either his bosses at the channel or perhaps Nigel himself to portray the protesters as thugs and extremists. However, the clip they uploaded showed pretty much the opposite. Have a listen.
Good afternoon, Nana. Well, a significant protest has gathered here, hundreds strong, under the Stand Up to Racism banner to protest outside the Reform UK headquarters and specifically against Nigel Farage, with many people here associating Reform UK and Mr Farage with some of the riots and violent disorder we've seen over the last couple of weeks. And in reaction to this protest, a Reform UK spokesperson has said that this office, the Victoria Street office, has been a postal address only for a number of years. This demonstration and the invasion of our offices in previous years by extremist left-wing campaigners has, for the security and health of our staff, meant that we have had to do this. They went on to say the head office is not in London, and you will understand why we are not going to reveal its whereabouts, given what they describe as the thuggery and aggression of the far left, whose only thought to democratic opposition is to bully and attempts to intimidate into silence. That is the...
Okay, before we continue, do these people look like bullies? Do they look menacing? Do they look intimidating? They don't look very intimidating to me. And you can see the police are present there, but they're not wearing any riot gear. They don't have horses with them. They don't have dogs with them. Probably because they're not expecting any trouble, because these people are not violent.
The Reform response to this gathering here, accusing them of being a far-left group associated with thuggery and violence and the sort of intimidation that Reform has faced at its HQ in recent years. Now, there are all sorts of people gathering at this protest. It's quite a broad mix. Earlier, I spoke to some people from the Turkish Marxist and Leninist Communist Party, and just to my left here, if I can take you with me, we've got representatives from the Marxist and Leninist Party of Germany, say MLPD on that banner there. Workers of all countries unite on a yellow banner to the right as well. A man I spoke to just there moments ago told me that they had travelled to London specifically for this event, thinking that they needed to gather anti-fascists internationally to target what they described as the rise of the far right in England. Well, I think many people in England will hear that and be quite disturbed that there are far-left activists travelling to Britain to protest against...
Okay, but they're coming to Britain, why? To protest. Are they coming to trash the place? I hope not. If they are, then they should be arrested. Are they coming to intimidate people? Well, no, they shouldn't. If they are, they should be arrested. As I said before, we saw a police presence where the police are not wearing riot gear. They don't have dogs. They don't have horses. They don't seem to have any tear gas or anything like that. They're not expecting trouble. And this guy seems to have a problem with people coming to protest against Reform UK's rhetoric and Nigel Farage's rhetoric. It's not so much a protest against Nigel Farage as an MP. It's a protest against what he's trying to achieve, or in their eyes, what he's trying to achieve. See, there's a difference between travelling from Yorkshire to Manchester, for example, to trash the place, and you're travelling from Berlin, for example, to London in order to show solidarity with left-wingers in London. There's a big difference there. If people are coming to cause problems, to trash the place, to riot, then that's a serious problem. But you're comparing apples and oranges here. You know, like Reform UK are trying to paint these people who are outside an office. The Reform UK are saying this is not our HQ. So these people have turned up for no reason, it seems, but they're still upset with them turning up. Okay. Trying to paint them as thugs and intimidating and rioters, basically. But we don't see anything of the sort. See, that's the problem. The narrative that the far right are trying to push is, well, you know, there are good people on both sides. No, there are rioters on one side and there are peaceful protesters on the other. Now, if there are people who are part of the peaceful protest who are attempting to riot, then they should be called out. They should be pointed at by the police. The police should be informed who they are, and they should be arrested. But we don't hear that from the far right. That's the difference. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.